Bitcoin was essentially going to have to make a decision. Here's Friday. It made the decision. Major pivot support held, popped, paused, and then continued up here. Now, for us in smart money crypto, we crushed it. We went long at this point. We went long. What do we have? Cardano, Avalanche, Link, you name it. We were going long at that level because it was technical support. You had to go long there. These altcoins had retraced into major support. Now I've taken a lot of those profits, and I'm even starting to look at a couple shorts out there as we just continue to swing trade and make money with members in that service. So pretty cool on that front.
Bitcoin Zelle stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zelle today and enjoy the new edge. In this video, let's discuss these topics and more.
As we get into the chart on Bitcoin, let's take a look at the chart. So what we do know is that the technical pivot line, the bullish-bearish pivot line right here, that did hold. We got the bounce. Now the question is, can the stock market continue to go up? We know the stock market's down today, and notice how Bitcoin is losing some of its gains and basically back to the flat line. All right, so now the thing is this. As long as we're above the pivot line, your upside potentially can be 68,000. But if you confirm below the pivot line, you're going down fast. So be very careful. Any sort of daily close with confirmation, that's a stop out immediately on Bitcoin because it could flush all the way down to the low 50,000 range. I'll quickly go over Ethereum as long as we got a little time today. Let's take a look at Ethereum. And what we have on Ethereum is very standard here. We notice we came right into technical support, taking this pivot low, connecting here to here to here. It hit, got a little bit of a bounce. But this is starting to look a little bit bearish, right? A little bit of a bear flag forming. And I'm still in the camp, and I know this, bulls don't want to hear this on Ethereum, but I still think we have one more dump in Ethereum that's going to take us down to the $2,000 level, and that will be where I start to load the boat on Ethereum. Next up, let's take a quick look at gold today and see what gold's doing. Gold is just sideways chopping, and I will give credit for gold. The fact that the DXY, if we bring up the DXY and go to the daily, look at the dollar. The run on the dollar is amazingly strong. That's super unusual for gold to not have had a bigger pullback. So this could be bullish consolidation starting to form. Let's keep our eye on it. CPI data comes out on Wednesday. That should be a major catalyst for either a pop or a drop on gold. So watch that very closely. But notice again, the trend line we are hovering here. If we go to our logarithmic scale, we flip to our monthly. For those of you that are newbies here watching, this is why I called this as resistance. It's a beautiful trend line, and we are right up into that level. Okay, so next up, let's quickly go and check out on silver. We'll move it back to our regular chart and see what we have. And if we look at silver here, bear with me as I type it in. There we go. Silver, again, folks, continues to be in a position where at some point I still think it pulls back a little bit, maybe back to the scene of the crime. But to do that, it's going to need a negative economic report. Like there has to be something out there that triggers a run from the industrial metals like silver. And granted, you could say it's store of safety metal too. And yes, it is partially, but it's becoming more and more an industrial metal on silver, right? Maybe that's the culprit of Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin and gold and Bitcoin maybe are the two stores of safety, and then it kind of pushes out silver. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with that, but I'm just hypothesizing what potentially could happen. Either way, look for that $30 Pierce for a buying opportunity on silver. Lastly, guys, we looked at oil already, so let's go into natural gas. You guys know I was short this. Love the pullback on Friday. Great pullback. Actually put us in the money on all our positions on natural gas on the short side. Now we're getting a small bounce here. Really what you're looking for, if you're short with me, then we need a break of this 292, 293 level. That gets broken. Now you're talking a bigger move to the downside. But right now, again, it's getting a small bounce today. Resistance remains around 319, 320 up here, but a beautiful little reversal day on natural gas. All right, guys. So listen, when all is said and done, we're watching the Middle East. We're watching this hurricane in the Gulf here heading our way, literally our way here. And then we're also going to pay attention to CPI on Wednesday as well as Friday earnings reports. Now, Friday is not big on tech. Next week, we have Netflix. But Friday, JP Morgan, BlackRock, and Wells Fargo will report earnings, and that really starts earnings season. So remember, for those of you that have tuned in and you're all ready to tune in, you're like, okay, what are a lot of trading levels for the day? Once we're back in earnings season, there'll be a ton of opportunities for me to go over key major movers for the day on earnings and where are their buy and sell levels for us to trade throughout the day. All right.
Bitcoin aims for new highs this week but faces challenges, with concerns over leverage-driven gains and macroeconomic factors adding volatility. Analysts express concern that Bitcoin's current rise is due to leverage bets, which could vanish quickly. BTC's price is testing the $64,000 mark, but a failure to break higher could push it back to $56,000 or lower. A $6 billion drop in long-term holders' realized cap suggests they are locking in profits. U.S. economic data, including CPI and PPI reports, will heavily influence Bitcoin's price this week. Despite volatility, some traders believe Bitcoin will rally toward the month's close, continuing the October trend. As Bitcoin faces both technical and economic hurdles, the market's reaction to leverage and macroeconomic data will be crucial in determining its next move.
So what we're seeing right here, guys, is that you have the market where it closed on Friday right here, right? And this is, you can see, this is 4 in the morning. We dipped, we floated back up, but still net negative, right? So you can see the net negative nature of the market in the pre-market here going into the open. And again, we're just under 30 minutes from the open. Now, a lot of people would say, oh, it's probably tensions in the Middle East, but really no major escalation. We didn't see Israel strike back at Iran just yet. So that's probably not the key of why the markets are giving back some of Friday's gains. My thought process is the 10-year yield is heading that or kissing that 4% marker, right? So we were down very, very sharply on the 10-year yield, and now we've seen a massive move to the upside, retracing to the scene of the crime breakout. In fact, let's go right into that chart here. Let's take a look at what we have. So if we bring up the 10-year yield, take a look at this, guys. This is pretty impressive. Look at this. The 10-year yield is now above 4%. And when we look at the daily chart, you can see I drew this arrow last week saying that, listen, we broke out of this downsloping parallel channel right here that told us there was more upside to go. And we actually could climb as high as 4.3% before we retrace to this trend line. And this, again, would be a shortable level should the 10-year get into that level. But remember, the markets continue to be addicted to low and cheap money. That's what everyone has always said. They've said, hey, listen, we need to get back to that point. We need the free money. We need the drugs, right? The junkie needs the drugs. And that, again, is now becoming more and more elusive, where it doesn't look like interest rates are going to get back down to those 2% or sub 2% level because the economy is just too strong.
Bitcoin saw a 354% surge in liquidations within 24 hours, primarily due to an imbalance in long positions, with bullish investors facing significant losses. A heavy $3.76 million from long positions signals bullish investors were caught off guard by the market shift. Despite an optimistic push above $62,000, Bitcoin saw a rapid series of red candlesticks, leading to a cascade of liquidations. The tug-of-war between bulls and bears has left Bitcoin hovering near $60,700, creating uncertainty in the market. Traders are closely watching the $66,000 mark for a breakout, while $53,000 remains a critical support level. While bulls regained 3% momentum, Bitcoin must surpass $66,000 and hold above $60,700 to aim for a new all-time high. Bitcoin's next move will depend on whether bulls can maintain momentum and break past key resistance levels. October 9 is expected to be a pivotal day for Bitcoin, as key U.S. economic data and Federal Reserve meeting minutes could impact market volatility. October 9 will provide important insights into Bitcoin's trajectory, influenced by economic indicators and the Fed's monetary policy stance. In early September, analysts from the financial powerhouse Goldman Sachs projected that the price of gold would hit $2,700 per ounce by next year. Fast forward to a month later, and Goldman's market strategists are now setting their sights even higher, forecasting gold to climb to $2,900 per ounce in 2025. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zelle for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.